Hello everybody and welcome back. Thank you for joining me. I'm Christo. This is another episode of our wonderful EU5 campaign as England. In the last episode, I spent many hours beating up France. From your perspective, it took 8 minutes. From mine, like 3 hours, because there was a lot of maneuvering the troops around. But we got there and we're back to peace, we're back to prosperity, we're back to reform, to change, to innovation. We are going 0.61 towards innovation. Holy heck. That's pretty good. And we are now just inching towards centralization, which is nice. So we want to ideally get rid of fortification licenses from the nobles, but the problem is the nobles, I mean, they really don't want you to revoke their privileges. Minus 173 stability. So if we were to reduce what their privileges, we'd have to take one that gives them like the max extra power, like this. But we are empowering our other estates somewhat, which is good, and that will help counterbalance the Lord's power, and there are ways we can get more crown power. Now, we just need to save up some money, and we can get the next institution. We can get professional armies unlocked. But we're not in a hurry, because I do want these 2 more techs from the tree we already have unlocked. More stability investment, more literacy for burghers. Both seem very useful. And in fact, nobility for nobles. Though, does it matter? Who cares if the nobles are literate? Because there's only 1,200 of them. Not sure. Not sure about that one. But anyway, on with the game. There it is. The marriage union with Portugal. Oh, baby. Yeah, the old king of Portugal died, leaving guess who? Queen Margarida, forming our very first marriage union of the game. Heck yes. We now have a claim throne CB on Portugal. That would be interesting. I don't think we want to do that. I think we just want it to develop naturally. So there are 2 members of this marriage union. Decentralized union, very akin to a defense league. Each member will defend the other against foreign attackers. In order to create a union, the 2 countries must have the same heir. We do. And these are the members. There's no level of integration yet. Members which later you don't need to catch up. I don't think we can integrate. Every member will be present when a centralizing policy implemented. When the final centralization policy. So I think maybe this is something we can do in parliaments. But the other thing that this is important about this is we need to make sure this kid inherits. So we should probably educate him. He is my heir, even though I haven't appointed anyone as my heir, right? Yes, good. Heir to England, the Pale, Wales, Aquitaine, Artois. Why does that not say Portugal? Cognatic primogenitor. Can go through female lines, allow children. Okay, yeah, no, he is there. He is there. Viscount Henry Plantagenet. Nice. Good stuff. We do care about literacy of the nobles. Thank you, Lady Saffron. Much appreciated. Average literacy of the nobles brings up control. So that's very important. Our control, well, is it very important? Because does it affect maximum control as well? It doesn't. So it only matters if places have control increasing to a maximum. But usually they're at their max. Oh, okay. There are a couple of people who are eligible to join. Haino has joined, which I think is how you pronounce that. And we might have Verdun and things, but really not highly consequential people, honestly. Oh, I didn't realize it would just do it. I thought there would be a pop-up and I could tell you about it. We intervened in a Scottish war. Excuse me. Scottish war of aggression in Ireland. Seems like we could get in here and annul their treaties with France, potentially. Could be useful. Also lets me look at how much would it cost to make them subject. 200% right now. So not doable. But we could take over their market center. Relocate their market center down to Berwick, which would be nice. It's still the case down here that the it's here in Ains, which is really going to be screwing France over. But yeah, if we can yoink the Edinburgh market, would seem advantageous. Would damage Scotland. We could also take like a little bit of borderland, perhaps. Although I don't think I want to take much land because I'm planning on vassalizing Tyrone so we can use them to improve our relations with the Irish. So what we really want actually is a subject that we can use to increase our relations with Scottish as a culture. But I guess that will be, maybe that will be Scotland in the fullness of time. But anyway, seems like a relatively easy war for us to fight and win here. I think I'm not going to raise all my levies. Let's see how many levies we get if we just raise, like, the north. The north can fight. The south can keep building. Where's the boundary between the north? About there, I'd say. We're going to go slightly further south. Quite a bit further south. Now, let's see, because he's matured a little bit, let's introduce ourselves to the hope of England. Look at this beautiful boy. Henry Plantagenet. He is a little gallant. He gets more military and diplomatic, and as of now, he has an expensive education. Glorious. This man will rule the kingdoms of England and Portugal. He will guide us into a new future with good stats for once. We've suffered. For decades, we have suffered after the Black Death took our rulers from us. Henry will guide the way. Okay, so we didn't get to dictate the peace terms, but that's pretty good. Annuls guarantee treaties with France, notably. Released Moray and Galloway. Excellent. Galloway, are you Scottish? You're not. No, I started saying not and Norse at the same time. You're not. You're Norse Gael. What are you, Scotland? Are you Scottish? Yeah, you are Scots. Fair enough. Is Scots present all the way to the north, by the way? No, it's Highland up in the north. Interesting. But yeah, this works for us. That seems good. And also, interesting news. You know how Castile keeps having civil wars and causing problems? How about we fix their problems permanently? We are a fair bit stronger than them, it says, are we? Interesting. We don't have a... No. We can't declare war on someone who is a member of the defensive league? Yeah, I mean, that's fair enough. Leave the defensive league. Hopefully it doesn't give us a truce. I don't think it does. I don't think it does. Get me a diplomat immediately. And you'll see why next month. Also, I can have better education. Didn't I already do this? Oh, that's right. It crashed. Sorry. Forgot to do it again. 1st of June. Hey, Castile. Hey, Castile. I got a claim on your throne, Castile. What the hell is going on here? Aquitaine nobles. Holy crap, it's the whole country. Aquitaine nobles, does Aquitaine even exist? They do, they're this province. If the Aquitaine nobles win, do they break away? I hope not. So, the problem we have is that I think Castile has a bigger navy than us. Yeah, a lot bigger. Are light ships any good against galleys? I assume galleys are a bit better. But yeah, that's the problem. So we're going to need to kind of... Am I going to be able to get military access through Brittany? I feel like probably not, right? No, negative opinion. We could try improving relations with them. But we have to try for the claim on Castile. I mean, come on. Like, that just seems insanely good. So, we will give it a go. Claim throne. Claim throne. Make sure it's the right war goal. Yeah. Let's give this a shot. So we will raise all our levies again. We will raise all the navy levies. And we will see what we can do. Oh, that's interesting. We do keep Aquitaine as a vassal when the rebels win, but they're now a vassal, not a fiefdom. They were a fiefdom a second ago, weren't they? I'm pretty sure they were. Now they're a vassal. Interesting. Oh, that seems fine. So we've gathered up the ships. Gathered up the troops, rather. Not the ships. You guys just about to move to here. Yeah. Let's see if we can make it through the Spanish Navy and actually land all these troops in Aquitaine. Because if we can, I like our odds in this war. But we got to make it round Brittany. And if there's a Spanish fleet right here, there isn't. Oh, baby. That might be the win right there. That might be the Castilian personal union right freaking there. Because with this army now able to march south, and remember, our armies have spent 2 wars fighting in Castile. We're familiar with the terrain. We know how to fight in these parts. God, it's so difficult to tell which province armies are in now. They actually move between them visually during the same month. Now be very cautious with the navy. Come on, come on. Yes! Yes! Now we can see this coastline, so we can leapfrog these guys a bit further down. 1 ship here. I can take 1 ship. Let's get some commanders. Border Reavers. We'll worry about that in a second. Look at this guy. He's going to be very good at sieging. So now we want someone on this guy who's just good at fighting. 81 and 92. He's good at sieging too. Border raids are enabled. They can occur whenever England and Scotland have a truce with each other. Reavers means so the border begin to raid each other, causing damage. Or we can provide funding to train a local militia. But they will cause less damage. 400 ducats? I'm sorry. This area is not that important to me. By the way, Galloway, do you want to be a subject? Minus 62. We might be able to persuade them. Their tax base. It's possible. It's possible. Let's work on improving relations with them. But also, stop spending so much on diplomatic spending. 1.5 a month is plenty. All right, south we go into Castile. Oh, hell yeah. We won. We lost some ships, but we won. We can beat back the Castilian Navy. And it says we lost ships, but didn't we have 27 a second ago? I feel like we didn't lose ships. Well, don't tell the AI. Our ships seem a little immortal. Oh, there's their other fleet. Yeah, that I imagine we would have trouble beating. Let's try and keep away from the other. Although maybe the other one is their levy fleet. So maybe not. Let's hop around the corner again. Yep, made it. We made it. I don't know why Castile is doing so terribly. My guess is that their nobles are hopelessly disloyal. They do have 20,000 men though, so we got to take this war serious. Meath is going to help. Excellent. Oh, there's a navy again. Let's keep an eye. It's in one of these ports. We fully repaired? No, we should go repair. Let's go dock up and repair. Oh! Okay, do we take the fight? It's just transport ships! Castile, Castile, Castile. And the fight is going to happen. Oh, I don't like your odds, Castile. I don't like your odds with transport ships. Oh, down to the bottom of the Biscay Bay you go, my friend. Oh, feels good. Feels very good. All right, march in. Get these occupations. Excuse me. Did we just lose? Are we losing ships? No, it's just morale is bouncing around a lot. We did lose. How did we lose with galleys versus transports? Crap. That's not good. Well, we better build some more. Are you retreating to this province, really? Or is your... No, okay, good. We better build some more. We do have military. We do have money, so... We can just build a bunch of new ships. That's fine. They are sending 400 men, which is kind of insulting, but I don't have anyone at home to kill them. Hopefully our vassals will work. So far, our Welsh vassal swarm has been very effective at fighting back landings by, like, Brittany and Normandy and stuff. We would like some more galleys, please. A bunch of them. That'll do. Get sent packing, Castile. Hell yes. Driving them out of the north. Capturing their cities. Imposing our will. Where's your capital? It's still in the north. Excellent. It's not got a fort. Can I go straight to it? I can. Portugal. Will you give me food access, please? Not offer, sorry. Ask for food access. They will. So I think we can go straight to the capital. Unfortunately, that won't be the war goal. accomplished, you have to have the whole province, which does include this fort here. So we will now have to siege that. But still, having the capital, it will hurt their war enthusiasm. I assume, actually. I've never actually looked into it. Holding capital? Not present. Do I have a war enthusiasm holds capital? Yes, 5% for that. Cool. And while we're doing it, we embrace professional armies. Hell yes. We only lose 15 stability. Actually, no, there's no rush, right? Does it actually do anything for you? I don't think it does anything except unlock the techs. So I'm actually not going to do it. I'm going to let it spread even more throughout our country. Because once it's spread more, it won't cost us legitimacy. And stability. And stability, you know, it's expensive. So we don't want to just squander it. In other news, I've realized that the temple, as well as raising literacy for the clergy, actually gives us max control. So we're going to build a temple in every city we have, for sure. Hey, nice. We can finally get a cardinal. Give me a cardinal. Oh, we can't quite. I think the requirement has changed. It thinks we can here, but it thinks we can't here. Quite. Wait, 3 saints? Cool. Edward the Confessor, Edgar the Peaceful, and Edward the Martyr. Very cool. Well, yeah, in just a second, we will be canonizing somebody. But not for a moment. The war here continues very much unproblematically. Do I care about relief efforts for Carlisle? Probably not, to be honest. Like, these places up in the north, they're too far away from the light of my control for me to care about them. So, strength and endurance, lads. Just tough it out. Yeah, war continuing well down here. Oh, actually, we won the siege. Nice. Do we want some legitimacy or some state satisfaction? I'd much rather have legitimacy, please. And now that we've won that, we'll go crush their army yet again. And we're off to the races. Should be able. So yeah, one thing I should check. How much? This is going to cause, I think, 50 flat antagonism, right? Castile joins England in a union. 310 antagonism. Wow. Okay. Well, that's not good. That's really bad. I mean, it is a big thing. Don't get me wrong. Well, okay. The question is it going to cause lots of people in the HRE to join the coalition? Because if it's just Aragon, because Portugal, come on, they love us. Actually, Aragon also loves us. Let's improve relations with them just as much as we can. Let's get some more Diplo spending so we can do a little bit more, improve relations with people like Provence and maybe Morocco. I think we're going to do it anyway, though. Because, I mean, come on, it's Castile. You got to try, right? Okay, here we go. It's surprising how quickly you can occupy a country when it hasn't got many forts and the army is kaput. Here's the peace deal. We take as much money as we can off them. We get the personal union and we get war reps. I was thinking about taking land so that we could colonize from it, but I think the control would just be, well, maybe it is a good idea. Like, we could just take Cadiz, the nice natural harbor Cadiz. Let's try that. We'll take Cadiz. It'll cause a little bit more aggressive expansion. Yeah, Aragon's going to get 360 antagonism. What's their opinion of us right now? It's pretty high. But just click the button. Don't think about it too hard. Union formed, marriage union formed, peace. Okay, so we have the English Castilian Union. Here it is. And we are the senior partner, but not by much. They do not like us. Yeah, the nobles aren't that unhappy. Integration level 0. And so we have some rules, some laws, policies. Maintain federal status. So once it's been around for 5 years, we can have a look at increasing this and changing it to establish seniority, which enables a senior partner and junior partner special mechanics. Sets partner type to Royal Assembly. Oh, that's interesting. It changes our parliament? Oh, no. It'll change the parliament of this thing, I think. Probably. But maybe it does actually change our parliament, which would be kind of interesting because the English parliament is good in some ways, but it means we have minus 30% crown power. So that'd be interesting. And then unlocks the union independent CB for every junior partner. Yep. And unlocks the war for seniority. Okay. Right now we have sovereign succession law, which gives us legitimacy. But we could also go to unified succession law, which gives us more integration law. Cool. Economy of the union, diplomatic liberties. Lots of interesting stuff. Lots of interesting stuff. But yeah, we're going to have to maintain the union for a while. And Aragon, yeah, has gone straight to minus 200. That caused a lot more antagonism than it said it was going to. Oh no, that's right. 300 antagonism causes a huge deduction. Yeah. Well, Portugal doesn't hate us. They didn't get much antagonism because I guess we were already in a union with them. But let's take a look. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's just France again. And France doesn't even... Oh, no, it's towards Portugal. Yeah, it's bad. It's real bad. So we're going to get a coalition war. I guess my question is, what if I release Normandy from the coalition war? Maybe they'll let me get away with it. The papacy doesn't care. Oh, okay, that's probably not viable. But I mean, we'll see. Functions like a defensive alliance. So Castile and Portugal should come in to defend us. Yeah, I don't like our odds. But maybe we do something like release the Pale, release Wales. You know, there's lots of things that we could potentially offer a coalition. Members are leaving union because they have cognatic primogeniture. Oldest male child of the current ruler. I think it's just wrong. I think on the next month or something that will update. Stand down the levies. Stand down the naval levies. Yeah, I think that's wrong. Because our first heir is... Our heir, rather, is... Should be... Why is he not the heir to Castile? Maybe they have a wacky... Cognatic primogenitor. No, primogenitor should be him. Maybe he is unsuited to rule because he's not an adult. That could be it. Maybe I can see. So who is it? Crown Prince Alfonso? No, I think it's just not updated because he's obviously not my primogenitor successor. Hey, by the way, Pope Man, now would be a great time for me to get a saint. I really thought it was not that bad. I really thought when I saw that other map. Okay, so I guess we should be frantically improving relations because it lowers antagonism with big people. Especially big naval powers. Spend on Diplo spending. Cut the rest of it. We're going to need the money. But yeah, we're already improving relations with Aragon. That will reduce our antagonism with them somewhat. But people, big naval powers. We need to try and lower our antagonism with them, basically. That's the hope. Nice. We got a cardinal seat in London, which gives us some more max territory for everyone. Nice. And also grants a cardinal. Very cool. I'm building a lot more boats, by the way, because maybe that's the way we beat the coalition. Maybe we just try and hold the line here. The Hansa joins. Even non-province holding people are real mad about me having taken Castile. How are you ever meant to do something like take a PU over Castile if this is the size of the coalition that you end up getting? But to be fair, I mean, this is all just copium, but maybe people too far away will not join. Austria joined. Yeah, I mean, we're probably going to have to reload a save. But let's see. Let's not... Okay, they declared war kind of early. That's interesting. They declared war before they got that big. And did we get... Yes, Castile is defending us. Portugal is defending us. Okay, so now the question is, and I'll save to test this. If we surrender... Is there a suggest demands, by the way? Yeah. What do they want? Liberate Northumberland. I mean, that would be bad. And pay war reps. Now, we've saved. We're just testing the mechanics here. Does this lower our antagonism? Right now we have 125 on Flanders, 100 on Holland. So if we did this, which again, we're not going to do this, probably. Because, I mean, that's really annoying to lose Northumberland. But let's have a look. Because in EU4, this would lower your antagonism. It doesn't. That's pretty bad news. Well, let's wait a month. Okay, it disbands the coalition because they're now ineligible to be in a coalition. But it doesn't do that. And if we were to release you, would we be able to subjugate you again? Maybe. It's close. It's not that close though. Ah, no. Okay, we could. We could get them to become our dominion if we release Northumberland. That's good to know because we had very little control on this area anyway. It might even serve us better that way. Copium, etc., etc. But the problem is, if we do that, the coalition will just reform, right? If we keep ticking time. Why is no one else joining the coalition? It doesn't make sense. That's interesting. Maybe someone has to start the coalition. Someone has to be quite close to you. What's the conditions for starting a coalition? You have to have less than 50. Any country has at least 40 antagonism against us. Yeah. No one else is joining the coalition. Alright, well, let's reload that save. And fight the coalition. Because I think we could win. We could certainly hold them off. I didn't check what the war goal was. And then if they're the only people that want to join the coalition, maybe we get away with it? It seems unlikely, right? But we've got to try. It's Castile. The war goal is take Middlesex. We can hold Middlesex, probably. Or certainly, actually. They'd have to land a lot of people all at once. Oh, we might be able to get away with it. So I think this is a good idea. We've consolidated all our troops to the homeland, basically. And then we're going to send out these forays, right? We want to try and win some battles, get some war score early, basically. Because the numbers, they're not outrageous by any stretch. Many more people are joining the coalition. But if we can get a couple of early big victories, relatively big victories, and by big victories, I mean one-sided victories, when people arrive in the Low Countries and we just hop over on our boats and go and crush them and then head home again. I could also send a fleet down with a navy to go and crush Granada's army, but I think I'd rather keep them close to home just in case. I think we... I mean, they're all... New people are joining the coalition again. They don't get called in immediately, do they? I assume? I'll check. Next time someone joins, I'll check if they get called into the war. I assume they don't. Aachen. No, Aachen is not in the war. Okay. There's no... Right, rally the coalition. While at war, when a nation, we can move its troops to our territory. Oh, that's just defining war. Okay. I mean, the coalition is stronger, but not by a crazy amount. For now. Like, if they keep drip feeding in like this, we're going to get a lot of war score just from crushing them. Which could be good. Like, look at this. The first wave of the coalition, we've practically got them to white peace. There's no is coalition modifier anymore. We can practically white peace them already. Which I think is probably a sensible, there isn't it, is coalition thing, because it didn't make any sense before. And also, it feels like the coalitions form way more easily these days. So, and there you go. That's all it takes. White peace, baby. We can even take land. We won't. We'll take a tiny bit of money. And then we will piece them out and check, is the truce still... Okay, it's 4 years. That's interesting. That's not as long as they normally are. Do I even stand down the levies? I think I do. I think there's no reason not to. Let them go back to working the fields and all that, but the coalition has formally disbanded. It will reform immediately, I suspect. But, I mean, is it just me or are we getting away with it? And Castile's heir is properly set now. Yeah. Yeah. They do hate us. Big time. But they're not our subject, so... I mean... Who cares? I'm not sure. Yeah, who cares? Does it matter if they hate me? I'm not sure it does. But, I mean... Are we going to get away with this? The fishing villages to trade capacity. More than wharfs. I had no idea we're going to build so many fishing villages. It does say in there. That's a huge amount of trade capacity. We're going to build these everywhere. You can build more than one in one province. Oh, baby. It increases peasant power, but that's fine. More maritime presence, more laborers. Oh, we're going to build a lot of these. That's great news. Okay, there's professional armies. Let's get that. Only 188 and 11 stability. We have unlocked professional armies. Nice. So I assume there will be some techs that unlocks that allow like bigger armies, basically. Plated knights. Cool. We can raise hopefully better noble levies. But then surely somewhere in here there's going to be something that lets us build... Yeah, is it an armory? Yeah, monthly manpower 10. Keep in mind our current total manpower is 5. So that's the game changer, basically. Whether we can actually afford lots of these buildings, I think, is going to be the one of the big things. Oh, a slave center. Monthly enslavement. Why do you want to do that? I guess... Well, I haven't really looked into how any of the slave systems work, but... Oh, there's also longbowmen. Cool. Although it's 2% again, which is less troops. And this unit is barely better. It has slightly higher initiative. That seems bad, though. Like, that's worse. Anyway, there's lots of other stuff for us to unlock. Recruitment law. Ooh, this could be interesting. 2% peasant levy size. Oh, that's really big. That's a 66% increase. That's crazy. Free subjects is good, too. Yeah, okay, we want that. We want recruitment law for sure. Drilling the army could be interesting. I assume drilling increases experience. It doesn't really say for sure, but yeah, I'm pretty confident. Correct section chance. What? Oh, they can actually just randomly join other sections. I didn't know that. A gunsmith makes firearms. Cool. And yeah, then just tactics. Very important. Let's go with those for now, and then we can put some more text in later. Although, sorry, I was not quite done with... there was something we were in the process of researching. Oh, okay, it's still here. Good, yes. The max RGO size in towns and cities. Get that first. And so, I mean, are we getting away with it? Because the coalition has dissolved. Maybe the coalition can't form if it's been dissolved, like for a certain number of years. There's Bohemia under the necessary amount. Maybe I won't cancel the improved opinion. The problem is the more improved opinions we have active at once, the less we're able to maintain. The other question is, do we declare war on France when the truce ends? Which is in 3 years. We probably do, because if France joins the coalition, that's deeply problematic. Let's improve relations with Milan. But yeah, we're just trying to get everyone to chill out. Right, I need to improve relations with Scotland, actually, as well. Because if Scotland joined a coalition, that would be problematic, to say the least, because then they would have land access. Well, they'd still have to sail to Scotland, so maybe it doesn't matter so much. Oh, the Western Schism is being voted on, by the way, and it looks like France is going to win. So that's interesting. There's that. Nice. On to the new techs. Now, do I declare war on Tyrone? Everyone in Ireland can already join coalitions against us. I think we don't, because we need to keep our levies nice and healthy, I think. Oh, I didn't realize we actually have the ability to vote. Well, I think... Well, I mean, surely we should side against France. But I think they're going to win anyway. But we're going to side against France. Wow, our vote is so inconsequential in terms of the amount of support it added. But yeah, we're voting against France just because, I mean, we don't like France. Uh-oh. Coalition's reforming. These lot have joined. And it's not long till France can declare on us. Well, with any luck... Oh, God. With any luck, this coalition fires before it gets too big again. And before France can declare on us. That is my sincere hope. Ah, it's because the truce is over. Well, we'll try and stop some of these people joining it, but I don't like our odds. Navarre are not going to be able to improve relations enough. They are simply too angry. Come on, declare. Declare before too many more people join. Okay, there we go. That lag must have been them declaring. Okay. I honestly think that means they declared too early again, and we can do this. We just got to take fights early, get everyone rallied up, I believe. That also tells us that if you have an ongoing coalition, sorry, if you beat the coalition, it can't form till the truce ends. And I think the truce is determined by the size of the peace deal. If it doesn't say that when we're trying to negotiate it, I should make a suggestion request or a suggestion, because it did in EU4. So it would be nice if it did again. We're building a lot of these things in London, but they are making, they're making a relatively decent profit. So I think I'm going to keep doing it. Anywhere where we have built some in Bordeaux. I don't want to build them in vassals, really. Wexford? Where is Wexford? Over in Ireland. Don't really want to build in Ireland or Newcastle. I'm going to keep it a bit closer to home. Some carpenters' guilds, maybe. Yeah, money to be made in London. Rochester, Colchester, Dover, Norwich. Yeah, seems good. So we built all these fishing villages. I'm a bit confused. They're not employing up. And I don't know why. But we'll see. Hopefully they will. Some of them are. Like, where are the ones that have employed up? Some of them have some employees, at least. Because we've been getting extra trade capacity from them. But, yeah, I don't know why they're not employing up. Anyway, we're going to raise the levies. We're going to try and take the fight to the coalition. See if we can smash them about a bit. They've got a very small standing navy, and it's mostly just Granada and Holland. We have a stonking great standing navy with loads of galleys. Are galleys more effective in inland seas, by the way? Is that a thing? Let's try and pay attention next time we fight a naval battle. But yeah, we'll rally up the fleets, sorry, the armies. We've got Castile and Aragon in. Look at this, by the way. This is the English-Portuguese. Oh, hang on. Why is it only English-Portuguese? Earlier they said English-Portuguese Castilian marriage union. We still have Castile, though. Interesting. I figured out why they're not employing. It's because they're not profitable. So I've subsidized all of them. It only cost me 2 ducats. And I think that'll be worth it to generate all this extra trade capacity. And maybe once they're employed up, I'll be able to have a look at why they're not profitable, which I think is they need more cheaper salt. And then we can work on just getting a bunch more salt, which we do have quite a bit around here. So let's work on making salt cheaper for them, and thereby making the fishing villages more profitable so we don't have to subsidize them. That would be good. Oh, my army maintenance got turned down again. Damn it. It's unfortunate. They enslaved pops from Cadiz. That is annoying. Kind of cool as a mechanic, but annoying. Okay, we've maxed out war score from battles. So I think it's probably time to seek peace here. We could take land, which would be funny, but we're not going to do that. I don't think there's any reason for us to annul any treaties. or shut down any Hanseatic stuff. We can, yeah, dissolve coalition. And it blocks ones from forming for 15 years, which I think is longer than the truce. But what I want to test, and I'll save so we can test it, is how long is the truce? So on a white piece, let's see. On a white piece, we got a truce that lasts 3 years. Okay, and reloading. Here's a war score 50 piece. That gives us a truce that lasts 5 years. Okay, so it's between... So what's 100%? If it's 3 years for 0 and 5 years... Actually, that's not 5, is it? It's 5.5. So it's probably like up to 8 years, I guess. But disband coalition was 15 years. 15 years was a good long time to burn down some aggressive expansion. And it is time to go to war with France again. I have got a parliament running. We went with larger levies so that we're ready for this war with France. So they're not actually ready to accept dissolve coalition just yet. That's fine. We can fight on a bit longer. I've just spent freaking ages trying to work out why the hell I can't trade from London to Genoa anymore. And I have no idea. It's not further away. The trade route was obviously mostly over land. So it could have been that we were swinging towards naval, but we're not. The trade range used over land has only been getting cheaper. So why the heck can't we trade with Genoa? I don't know. I've looked into everything. I got Absolute Habibi and Generalist Gaming trying to figure it out. And we can't. I've given up. So, which is really annoying because that means we can't push our institutions. But we'll just have to see what we can do. Hopefully it will just come back, basically. I mean, is there any other way I can get trade range? I mean, I assume there's going to be lots of things that will give me trade range, but they're going to require, you know, they're going to require the institutions that I can't get. There's trade advantage. Is there anything in here that I didn't pick up? Probably not. Don't see... Why isn't it highlighting these two? Counted traders, no. Trade. Merchant guilds, gives trade capacity, trade fairs, trade efficiency. Do any of these even do it? Yeah, distant markets is what I need. Which is down here. Locked behind banking. Well, we may just have to wait for it to reach somewhere else then. Can we still import from... Yeah, we can still import from Nuremberg and Pest, but we have to get all the way to Pest. Which, right now, it's barely even growing in. Or Nuremberg, which is somewhere around here. Where's Nuremberg? That's all the way up here. Nuremberg is very slowly growing. Why? Why? I thought it was Genoa embargoing me, but they're definitely not embargoing me. They would give us request access, market access preference. Which is interesting that they would do that. Impacts how much a market center has occasion to put parts. Yeah, lifts market protection. But no one has any market protection yet. I really don't know what it could be. And I also don't know any way to increase my trade range. Unless... Save me, burgers. No, it doesn't save me. Maybe maritime presence declined? Does maritime presence grant easier trade? Trade advantage. Damn. Damn. I don't know why we can't trade with them. Well, we could a second ago, so maybe we will again in a second. Oh, nuts. And this has lowered my army maintenance. Better get that raised back up again. But yeah, for now, we're just trading for profit. Just buying stuff purely based on what's going to make us the most money. Oh, that's not true, actually. I imported a bunch of stuff that was based on pop needs. So here are the profit suggested trades. Get some gold. Some gold to Edinburgh as well. Gold all over the shop. And then a bunch of dyes from Ames. Some of this. Some of this. Some of this. Good stuff. Okay, there we go. We can get to peace again. And in fact, we can take 100% war score and test how long this truce is. So, December 1375 is the date. And right now, we get a truce with them for 9 years and 1 month. Okay, interesting. So it definitely does change depending on the size. And did that once again. Okay, hang on. Hang on. I took the peace deal, dismantle coalition. There we go. That's what I thought. Good. So it can't form for 15 years. That's good to know. Now, time to go to war with France, I think. So keep that army maintenance high. Might want the fort maintenance as well. Not making very much money. Can spend a lot less on stability. Yeah, I mean, that's a huge swing. Let's spend some less on stability. We've also maxed out legitimacy, which is pretty nice. But yeah, so war with France, I think. Well, we don't have a truce with them. We are stronger than them. Maybe we should wait for the good CB. But I think we're not gonna. I mean, we're not gonna PU France, are we? Realistically, how good's the CB? Maybe we should just stay at peace for a bit here. Bring in some money. Although it doesn't make that much difference to our income being at war or not. Well, it does, because it's got all the RGO output debuffs. I've been frantically improving relations with everyone. Genoa is back out of the range. Are we allowed to trade with you again, Genoa? What do you think? Come on. Nope. Damn it. Why? Why? Well, most of the distance cost of this route has got to be by land. So we should get one of these guys focusing on that for a minute. Now we're going to move towards land. No, we're not actually. Even with them on that, they're not good enough to push further towards it. Nuts. That's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. Can we tolerate Normans without it causing a problem? Yes, just. We should probably. They're relatively, they're actually kind of fans of us, so. But yeah, let's tolerate Normans. It seems like a good play. I'm so annoyed that we can't trade with Genoa, and I have no clue why. Well, nothing to be done. I guess just wait for like a trade range event or something. Don't know. Interesting. France joined the coalition. Okay, so we do have to declare war on France, and we have to do it right now before anyone else joins the coalition. Damn, which means I don't have a CB. Why can I not do this? Because we took the cause thinking we were going to get the other kind of CB. Damn. But I think we do have to. We have to go to war with France. We can't let France and other people be in the coalition. That would be devastating. Alrighty. Well, no, yeah, we can't. So I guess we'll go with prevent annexation and just take money. Can't do it because I don't have a diplomat. No, that's bad. That could be seriously problematic. Stop improving with people that are already over 0 opinion. Because they won't join the coalition if they're over 0 opinion. And by cancelling all of those, we'll gain more diplomats. Hopefully a whole bunch of other people don't suddenly join the coalition. So I thought that 15-year thing was going to really lock it out, but why didn't they join it when we were in the previous truce and we didn't even use the special peace deal, though? That's weird. Crap. 1 more month. Oh, lots of people joining. Lots of people joining. 10 prestige or... Now we'll take the efficiency for sure. Come on. Trier joins. That's okay. They're already allied to him. Baden joins. Okay, so how much worse than this is a war against normal France? Not much worse, honestly. We haven't got the Parliament levy, but just from pop growth and stuff, we've got a bigger levy than we used to. France, the game reckons they'll only be able to levy 20,000 men directly. All right. To war we go. Yes, it will call in all of the enemy participants. We'll go with prevent annexation. It's because they're annexing Normandy, by the way. Cool. So there's the war. And with prevent annexation, by the way, presumably I have a CB, like a special thing to say, like kick out Normandy or something. Like stop annexing Normandy. Doesn't look like it. Interesting. But maybe I can cancel the subject with Normandy cheaper? I mean, it doesn't even seem to be in this list. Am I just missing them? I am just missing them. Weird. Anyway, war with France for money, mostly. And to stop the coalition going crazy. I love boat bombing. It's so fun. And it's really powerful in this game. Because there's literally no penalty. Not that I can find, anyway. Let me see here. Yeah, dice roll and terrain modifier 0. Get wrecked. We literally just bomb in with 35,000 troops and there's nothing they can do about it. It's so satisfying. Oh, I love it. I love it. We're going through some serious turmoil because of this Castilian PU, but it's Castile. It's worth it. It's definitely worth it. Oh, that's where they all are. Okay, well, guess what, buddy? Surprise. First off, you surprise. Second off, down here. Oh, sieging some coastal provinces, perchance? Oh, I don't think so. I don't think so. All right, there we go. War reps and 500 ducats. How long has this war been going on? Where did this start? In May, in March. It's like a 4-month war, and we can already take a 29 peace deal. Bunch of money, bunch of war reps. How long do the war reps last, by the way? And are they changed? Do you get rid of them if you go to war with each other? Is it just during the truce? Doesn't seem to say. But anyway, there's peace with France. And I mean, it's so weird that these people are in the coalition. France will now leave. They have to. Yeah, which disbanded it because they started it. Okay, it may now restart, but we do have a truce with a lot of them. We've still got a lot of relations improving to do, though. But with Poland and Bohemia and all this Eastern Bloc out, we're now only at 30. And how quickly does it go up? Antagonism. It's going up by, right now, 4 a year, but quite soon, only 2 a year. I mean, that is still quite a while until we're out of the woods, but we're getting there. Nice. There's the tech that unlocks this. And I think expanded levies, especially because it gives us a little bit of free subjects, is definitely the play. That's going to be really good for us. Also, I'm not sure I showed. We also got... Oops. We also got... Where is it? Yes, the civil law code, which gives us this centralization ticking. So we're going towards 12 centralization now, which will be nice. It's a bit of crown power. Okay, I did a test and I have a definitive answer to a question that I think is quite important. You should manage your own trade. Manage your own trade. It's easy and makes way more money. I'm making a video with some tips. So, if you look at trade right now, we're making 14.13 ducats in the London market, right? Using almost all of our trade capacity. I set it on just go for it. You know, I set it to automate. And what it's doing is importing all this stuff and exporting some stuff as well. Right a second ago, just moments ago, literally by doing nothing more complicated than going in here and saying, sure, I'll do the suggested trades. Sure, we'll do the suggested trades. We're already making more money and we've only used half the trade capacity. That's bonkers. Why is clicking on buttons and saying that the AI is suggesting better than using the default one. That's crazy. That's crazy. We were exporting more. Is there some advantage to exporting that I'm not understanding? Do not automate this market. Aims. Do not automate this market. We're going to do it manually because it turns out we're better than the AI. That's interesting. Why is that? Looks like these don't update except on the monthly tick though, so we'll have to wait for that. A Canterbury earthquake. Oh no, some buildings will be destroyed. We will invest, attempt to rebuild. Bad luck, Canterbury. Yeah, so now it's refreshed these, and we're literally just gonna, I'm just gonna click through them again. And we're making more money than we were, quite a bit more. That is absurd. And by taking direct control, we might actually be making less money in aims by taking direct control. Now I look at this, but anyway, by taking direct control, we also put ourselves in a good position because it means we can do things like manually export fish. And by exporting this fish, it said it was going to make us more than that. Oh, right. Okay, there's the total. This is the total, but why is the... Ah, it's not yet active, perhaps. That's why it's showing as low. Or perhaps this... Profit per trade capacity. I had no idea this number was per trade capacity. That's such a good idea. But I didn't notice it at all. Anyway, so we're making some money by exporting this, which is good. Or rather, we will be now. So now it's being exported. Good. So we're making some money. We've lowered the price in the Nuremberg market by doing this export. But with any luck, that will make my building subsidies cheaper. Because I bet this could turn a profit now. It can't, unfortunately. Even with the improvement, we still need cheaper salt. Fair enough. But it should, I don't know, when you subsidize, any docket losses they make are paid. Good. So you don't just step in and pay all their costs. So that will have reduced our subsidies. Let's actually test it. Right now our subsidies are 3.36. And if we go to London and we cancel the fish trade, then we wait a month. Well, never mind. That's gone down. Why has that gone down? That doesn't make any sense. Why has the price of fish not changed in a good direction? The fish in the London market. In London, there's a surplus, huge surplus, because we've got all these fishing villages that we subsidize. So the price is 0.28. Maybe it takes time for price to change. Let's keep exporting it and see if it makes a difference over time. But let me, I know what I should do. Fish, fish, fish. So tell me, forget this, fish in London. Currently costs 0.28. I'm just going to screenshot that so that when I come back in a minute, we'll be able to see how much money we're making. So London, well, first off, you got any trades? Anyway, I'll do that. We'll export the fish again and we'll see if it makes a difference later. Okay, this is a big moment. I'm very hopeful that when this expanded levies thing fires, our levy size should go up by 66%. Because right now we levy 3% as warbows. This recruitment law says plus 2% peasant levy size. So we unlock it. There's no pop-up, which seems silly. Maybe I'll check the message settings for that. And then the month ticks over. Imagine if it went up by that much. Oh. Is it literally a 2%? Modified by expanded levies, 2%. Oh, it's so crap. It's garbage. Damn it. Why are there no laws available? There we go. What do you mean? It's literally 2%. Oh, that's so annoying. Well, that is still the one I would have liked to take. Later, we'll take something like maybe quality. sorry, quantity for the manpower. Although we do kind of like quality, so maybe we'll go new model army, but oh, I really thought it might be 2%. It would be kind of overpowered, wouldn't it? But yeah. I'm also looking into this whole fishing village building project that I've got going on. So right now we are turning, because our balance in these markets is basically, it's mostly fishing villages. The marketplace in Cannes is helping. Can we build marketplaces, by the way? Am I being an idiot? We can build marketplaces. I am an idiot. We should be building marketplaces everywhere. Okay, cool. Definitely going to build a bunch of marketplaces. They don't appear to make any money. So maybe they are necessarily subsidized. Or maybe the burgers pay for them because they increase burgers' power. Interesting. And market warehouses, which you can put only in cities, looks like. Okay, there's also market villages. Are market villages profitable? They are profitable, so I'm spending all this time subsidizing. I could just be building market villages. What a bozo. Oh, well. Anyway, we live and learn. We live and we learn. So we're costing subsidies, 2.4 ducats in subsidies, just subsidizing fishing villages. And such more is an unacceptable part of the tooltip, by the way. Give me a scroll bar. But yeah, we're getting, it's worth it, right? We more than half of our trade capacity is coming from these fishing villages right now. But we're going to switch to building a ton of marketplaces. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Also, we're going to steal Scotland's market when it's off cooldown because some of this area here is suffering for the fact that the market is in Edinburgh. When is our truce with Scotland? We actually don't have a truce with Scotland. Okay. Well then. We haven't got any CVs. We could make one. A trade one. That seems perfect. Yeah. Yeah, trade conflict. Need 20 spy network, but we can get on that. Nice. Meanwhile, the coalition is reforming, but it's getting a lot smaller. This is honestly now a coalition that I think we could take. I'm needing to adjust mentally, and this is one of the tips. I should put this on my tips list. The HRE isn't scary. So in EU4, every country gets a base income, which I think is 12 ducats a year, and a base manpower, which is 10,000. They don't get that anymore, which means these tiny places are basically inconsequential. That is true. There's no base, right? I mean, you mint, but you basically, yeah, we're getting 19 ducats in wars from France right now, by the way. So good. For a 4-month war. Boat bombing is so good. Yeah, so we're going to go off to Scotland. We're going to build a whole bunch of marketplaces. I really should have looked into, like, aren't there other ways we could... I was just so focused on port infrastructure that I didn't look for market infrastructure. Okay, yeah, but a bunch of market villages, which also gives more laborers and stuff. And a bunch of marketplaces. Nice. But in fact, we will do that in the next episode. Until then, thank you so very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. I know I did. We smashed the French boat bombings. Great. We got Castile and Portugal paying the price, of course. But I think it's going to be worth it. I mean, this is burning down. I can't believe it looks like we're going to come through taking 1,000 antagonism. Coalitions, yeah, they do seem kind of... kind of weak. But maybe it's good that you get a coalition, that you fight, but it's possible to win. Because otherwise, how would you ever do something like PE Castile, right? It seems like it would be impossible. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.